AZ Azat HOVHANNISYAN, Glendale, California, from Armenia, was a highly touted amateur in his day. Went to the 2009 Worlds, lost there. Of course, he's now training in Glendale. HOVHANNISYAN. Azat is a fighter who is 8-2, 7 KOs, and a good job by our crew finding that footage from overseas.
Oh, nice right hand. Very well timed.
The sources that Ring TV Live has, they get you there. Forget YouTube. We got people there recording it for us. Drones, GoPros, doing it all for you. And that's our fight coming up. 6 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Azat HOVHANNISYAN, of course, was signed by his promotional company that is along with Vic Darchinyan.
He looks good. He looks very polished. Nice technique, and it looks like he's got some power as well.
And there you see Mario Ayala, Joe Martinez.
For the next bout tonight, 6 rounds. This in the super bantamweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white trunks trimmed in gold and blue, he weighed at officially 121 pounds. In 7 professional bouts, his record stands at 4 victories, 2 defeats, 1 draw with 1 win by way of knockout from Sacramento, California. Here is Super Mario Ayala. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wears blue, trimmed in white. He weighed in 122 pounds even. As a professional in 10 bouts, his record, 8 victories, 2 defeats, 7 big wins, coming by way of knockout. Originally from Armenia and now fighting out of and residing in Glendale, California. Here is Crazy AZ Azat HOVHANNISYAN. And your referee in charge of the action is Ray Corona.
Let's go, 2 seconds. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Good right here, good right here. Listen to my commands. Touch gloves. God bless.
Ray Corona, our third man in the ring with the instructions. Here comes the tell of the tape for these two.
Mario Ayala is 1 year younger. He is 2.5 inches taller, and he has a wingspan that is 2 inches longer.
Ready. Ready.
Get ready to go. 6 rounds. Super bantamweight division. AZ HOVHANNISYAN in the blue with gold, gray trim. And all white is Super Mario Ayala. HOVHANNISYAN, almost 300 amateur fights. Started boxing as a young kid around the age of 10. As his trainer just told me before the fight, because he didn't know how to do anything else. He knew how to fight. So there it is. Go to the gym and keep on going. That's what he's been doing since the age of 10.
And Beto, on that note, HOVHANNISYAN is a young man I've seen often at the wild card the last couple of years. I can honestly say he has some of the roughest sparring sessions you'll ever see at that gym. Not so much sparring, but really real fights with headgear.
Who's he going with in those?
Well, whoever is in between this weight class, between, let's say, 115 and 130, he'll get in there with it. I tell you what, he does not hold back a lot in the gym.
115 and 130, he goes after it, huh? Mario Ayala had a 2-year layoff from the sport of boxing. He had lost 2 fights in a row in 2013, and he said that's it. He didn't feel like boxing anymore, didn't really have a home gym, was doing everything by himself, no real manager, no trainer, and as we know in this sport, he can be very lonely, especially in Sacramento, not a big fighting scene. And he came back in 2015, had a couple wins and a draw, and he's feeling good, stepping up in competition here against Azat HOVHANNISYAN.
I think HOVHANNISYAN is outclassing him to this point. You can really see the polish and the experience of those 300-plus amateur bouts.
Doug, I think there was a left hook on the inside that buzzed him right there. Ayala's having a hard time keeping HOVHANNISYAN off him. He's not able to control that airspace, and HOVHANNISYAN's just walking right through that front door.
HOVHANNISYAN going in the southpaw stance. He said he feels very comfortable switching. He has power in both hands. And here he is stalking Ayala.
Does it? You know, he stalks very well.
Minute to go in the opening round, scheduled for 6.
He switches stances very well, and in some spots he actually kind of reminds me of Vic Darchinyan, you know, with that, I don't know, just the quirky way that he kind of shifts his shoulders before he lets his hands go.
Ayala's last fight, he was in there against Michael Gaxiola, the fighter Doug, you and I have seen him a couple of times. Not a heavy puncher, And that went the distance 6 rounds. Pretty sure he's looking at HOVHANNISYAN right now like, okay, this is different. HOVHANNISYAN with some power. Right hand, he's landing that right hand flush a couple of times in this round.
Beto, that was
Left
a
hook.
lead. That was a lead right hand. He didn't set it up with anything. That just shows really good timing and judge of distance.
HOVHANNISYAN living in Glendale by himself. Family's all in Armenia. He says the only family he has are the people in the gym. Looking good in the opening round as AZ HOVHANNISYAN. It's scheduled for 6 in Indio. Ring TV live cameras, you know it, they're everywhere. Got this interview package coming your way.
I get ready for this fight like 2 months. I passed great camp and I'm like ready for 150%. It's a first, I couldn't tell that first time I fight like in big card, like kind of Azat De La Hoya card, like Golden Boy promotion, you know. It's more responsibility. And whatever it took, it's after this fight, I win, and it's more responsible to get like forward, to step forward. Thanks for the fans for coming for this fight, but I will do whatever I will. I will knock him down.
Special guest tonight, Sugar Ray Leonard. Meet and greet with him, probably the longest line we've seen here at Fancy Springs Resort and Casino. He was actually on the golf course yesterday with Oscar De La Hoya, swinging the sticks. Pretty cool opportunity. Golden Boy always brings out a legend of the sport of boxing to every event here at Fancy Springs. Right now we're watching Azat HOVHANNISYAN, who brought a crowd with him. He had the Armenian flag flying around. He was in the blue trunks with Mario Ayala from Sacramento.
I am really impressed with what I've seen from HOVHANNISYAN so far.
See, from what you're saying, the pace that HOVHANNISYAN has right now is probably slower than his sparring sessions.
It really is. I mean, we have that term gym wars, and I'll say this, HOVHANNISYAN's been in more than a few at the wild card, and he fights the way he spars. I mean, you take a look, he doesn't use a lot of setup jabs, throws a lot of lead hooks and lead right hands, and he's a guy that's going to mix it up. I really enjoy him because I think consistently he makes good television fights.
He's probably used to sparring with a higher level opponent than he's actually in with tonight. And not to disparage Ayala, because he does look competent. He doesn't look like he's a, he's got a temperament of a fighter, but so does Azat HOVHANNISYAN. But HOVHANNISYAN has a lot of polish, really nice, tight technique, and there's some power that accompanies his shots.
You know, you look at Ayala's record, guys, 7 fights, only 1 knockout, so that's indicative of the fact he may not have heavy hands. You just wonder, can he keep HOVHANNISYAN off of him? Can he throw something that'll make HOVHANNISYAN think twice about just walking in a straight line?
Meanwhile, HOVHANNISYAN 8-2, 7 KOs. He lost his pro debut in California in 2011. That was 4 rounds. And his other loss was 2014. He lost a majority decision to Walter Santillanes. His last time he was in the ring was in October here in Indio. And he knocked out Jesus Serrano in the 3rd round. Now I can see why the inactivity. I asked his trainers about that. So sometimes guys just don't want to take the fight. Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why. And HOVHANNISYAN has been knocking guys out lately as well, apart from that majority decision loss.
HOVHANNISYAN bouncing around there in the blue trunks. There you hear the Armenian crowd stepping up for him.
HOVHANNISYAN looks very comfortable now.
Glendale Fighting Club. Isn't that what Ronda Rousey works out of also?
She used to.
Yeah.
she hasn't fought in a while.
Is that breaking news, Doug?
No. I believe I said works out of.
Yeah, there's something Dana White should be aware of.
Doug Fisher's news and notes coming your way, sponsored by. 20 seconds to go in the 2nd round. HOVHANNISYAN controlling this one. Steve, every punch he throws, HOVHANNISYAN is with
bad intentions, as they say.
Like that, right hand. Strong right, absorbed by Ayala, but that one stung. Another overhand right. Final seconds of the 2nd round. Ayala's getting tagged here.
Jab ավելացնես, որ տենաս ինքին չան։ Երբ որ դեմի ջաբը չես գցում, չես տենում ինքին չան։ Բայց երբ որ սա գցում ես, իրա տենում ես ինչ արա։ Նոր հետո գնացիր կոմբինացիա։ Jab, դեմ combination, jab, լավ jab, որին վերև, վերապես շատ լավ։ Լավ ես ասում, հա։
Ayala trying to get some offense going, trying to work off his jab from mid-range. HOVHANNISYAN shrugs it off because he blocked a lot of those shots. Comes under with the left, follows it with a left and a right cross to the head, and he's letting those punches go. There's a right to the body, left to the head, and there's his best punch of the round. Straight right to the head.
Third round of action, Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and Steve Kim leading towards our main event, which features Jason Velez and Rene Alvarado. HOVHANNISYAN corner is somebody pretty cool over there. We'll talk about it along with his trainers. Edwin Tarvibian is his trainer. And the cut man is John Bray. Now, there was a story recently about John Bray, guys, and he is battling Alzheimer's, but he's going to continue to fight as he's working here tonight.
Johnny Bray, one of the real true boxing guys in Southern California.
Yeah, one of my favorite people in boxing.
And he's watching HOVHANNISYAN put on a show right now, letting the hands go. John Bray continues to fight the battle with Alzheimer's, 46 years old. He's in that corner working as he's watching HOVHANNISYAN go to the body, attack, as Ayala's corner is telling him to get out of there. But it is too much from HOVHANNISYAN right now. Ayala with a big knot underneath his left eye as HOVHANNISYAN, Doug, you mentioned earlier, a lead right has been landing with ease. As HOVHANNISYAN now switches into the southpaw stance and Ayala is breathing heavy.
Ayala really should have been using his height and his reach advantages, sticking a jab and employing a lot of lateral movement.
Body shot from HOVHANNISYAN.
He doesn't have the physical strength to stand in and trade with HOVHANNISYAN. And it's not just a matter of HOVHANNISYAN's greater physical strength and punching power. He's just a much better technician.
Yeah. He's clever. I mean, there's a method to the madness. He sets a very, very quick pace. And you see what he does there. A lot of head movement, almost Mike Tyson-esque with the peekaboo style, changing angles on the way in, getting his head nice and low. And you get the sense he's willing to take one to give two. It's a very, very high-octane, high offensive style.
Well, that's what reminds me of Vic Darchinyan. The flyweight and junior bantamweight version of Darchinyan was very much like that. He had strange, awkward angles that he operated from, but he made it work for him.
Ayala's landed some shots here in the round. A little bit of a mouse underneath the left eye of HOVHANNISYAN, but he's absorbing it and keeps on coming. This dude has a motor.
Beto, that mouse is not going to be so small. In fact, it's growing right in front of us, and that's certainly going to be an issue for the cut man here. They better get that end swell out, but he is getting assaulted over and over with that overhand right of HOVHANNISYAN.
It's been one-sided to begin with, but it's starting to become punishing for Ayala. If they can't get him to change his tactics and do something that works in there, I think Ayala's corner should really think about maybe keeping him on the stool.
Young fighter. 26 years old, final seconds of the round. It's scheduled for 6.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Crazy AZ Azat HOVHANNISYAN taking on Mario Ayala. July 30th, ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets. They are on sale right now.
Azat HOVHANNISYAN on the attack, overwhelming Ayala, working the body and the head. It's the right, it's the left. When he misses with the left, he's always in position to fire off with his right.
JoJo's in the house right now, sitting ringside, watching Crazy AZ. Get ready for Joseph JoJo Diaz Jr. July 30th. Tickets are on sale right now.
Move the feet. Move the feet. He's keeping his mouthpiece in.
Yeah, that's a mistake. That's a rookie mistake by his corner. They should remove that because he can refresh himself by getting water in the mouth. He can also get more oxygen with the mouthpiece out.
Breathing's good, right?
Breathing's a good thing for boxers. Yes, oxygen, good.
Fourth round is scheduled for 6. HOVHANNISYAN from Armenia, now living and training in Glendale in the blue. Controlled this fight from the opening bell, landing the bigger shots.
HOVHANNISYAN has a nice left to the body. Throws it from a really good angle where it's hard for his opponent to hit him in return. And I wonder something, Steve, and I kind of want your opinion on this. A guy like HOVHANNISYAN who's able to get the job done without working a jab, do you teach him a jab for when would that take away from his style?
You know, Customato once said square pegs don't die round, and this works for him.
Wait, hold on. Square pegs
don't die round.
Man, I got to write all these down, Steve. You're coming strong tonight.
Customato was a pugilistic philosopher, but this is what he does. And what I see in the gym is what I'm seeing tonight. And I got to tell you, we have a fight series called LA Fight Club locally at the Belasco Theater. I would like to see more of HOVHANNISYAN in with some of the guys that we see. I think he's a very, very tough night at the office. Strong physical fighter. And, you know, he can employ the jab if he wants to, but he's very sneaky. And when guys are able to throw lead right hands or lead hooks, that means they have a great sense of distance and timing. And he actually does a nice job of actually punching in between his opponent's attack also.
That's boxing ability, Steve.
HOVHANNISYAN bouncing around that ring. Really in control of this fight. He keeps his hands down a bit at times. As Ayala's landed some shots, but not with much power behind them.
Hats off to Ayala. He's taken a lot of punishment, and he's not just trying to survive. He's actually trying to punch back. He's trying to survive. Just doesn't have the physical strength and the punching power to back Azat off.
Well, there's a swarm from HOVHANNISYAN, like the flies around this building right now. Just don't go away.
No, but more like hornets because there's sting to his shots.
50 seconds to go in the fourth round. All HOVHANNISYAN, the Armenian fighter. Body work.
And this has been the second really one-sided punishing round that goes against Ayala. And again, I'll state this for the record. I think his corner should maybe consider keeping him on the stool.
You know, the heart is willing, but the body isn't. If you look at Ayala's punches, very, very flaccid. Not a lot of leverage on him, throwing more and more arm punches. And we note again, only 1 knockout in 7 fights coming into this contest.
HOVHANNISYAN has won his last 4 fights by knockout. Big shot. 10 seconds to go. Another big right from HOVHANNISYAN. Been all Armenia in this fight.
Բայց երկարը նոր լավ է, ժողի որ երկար շպրտում էր սաղ, վեսաղ տպնում է։ Բայց որ մոտիկացար մտին ես փորի վրա, այդ կոմից մնա փորի վրա։ Խփում ես մեկ ժամանակ ես տալի վերականից։ Հարո, չէ, քորորտը։ Երկու ռաունդն ես յավնի անելու, աշխատանքից լա կապված, նայ։
HOVHANNISYAN closing distance, tagging the body with the left, coming over with the right. Landing another right cross. Landing another right cross. That was another lead, short right. Nice and straight, accurate. A lot of leverage on those shots as well. And you notice the difference between corners. Edwin Tarverbian, is that how you pronounce it? Ronda Rousey's trainer, he had HOVHANNISYAN's mouthpiece out, and he's I don't understand Armenian, but you could tell he's talking to him very calmly and giving him clear instructions.
You could see early on in this round, HOVHANNISYAN really started to step with that right hand. He may be trying to put on a finishing kick here. I think Ayala may be on the verge of just falling over.
In the 5th round, scheduled for 6. Super bantamweight division, 122-pounders. HOVHANNISYAN in the blue. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, Steve Kim, and Joseph Diaz from Indio, California. As the pressure is starting to mount from HOVHANNISYAN, and Ayala just swinging with his arms, nothing but behind those.
Yeah, he's out of ideas. He's not even trying to you know, box from a distance. I know he is trying to punch between HOVHANNISYAN's volleys, but HOVHANNISYAN is difficult to anticipate because of that unique style that he has. And right now, poor Mario, his only option is to take a beating.
Which is what he's getting right now.
Trying to move around a little bit now. And
A lot of heart from...
I think he should stick to this, to be quite honest.
Mario Ayala, a lot of heart, and down goes Ayala for the first time tonight. Only a matter of time as HOVHANNISYAN been landing the bigger shots all evening. And he finally knocks one down in the 5th. Referee Ray Corona checking the fighter, telling him you got to defend yourself. Ayala takes a deep breath. HOVHANNISYAN goes to the body. Ayala trying to survive. HOVHANNISYAN in the blue, just swarming him. The Armenian fans on their feet, they anticipating something here. And Ayala is just wearing it right now. How much punishment is his corner going to let him take? As the body work from HOVHANNISYAN, more body work, chin check with the left from HOVHANNISYAN. On the ropes is Ayala in front of his own corner. He's trying to throw back, but HOVHANNISYAN just swarming him. The Armenian fighter letting his hands go. Somebody is just watching his fighter take too much. Ray Corona is right there. There's a lot of heart from Ayala, but my goodness, it is good. Ray Corona, great job stopping it finally.
Well, I got to tell you one thing. I was looking at this corner right here. They had the towel in the hand, but honestly, the only thing tougher than Ayala tonight was his corner.
That's never a good thing.
Young fighter at the age of 26, took a beating. A lot of heart, a lot of credit, Super Mario. You came to fight,
yes, he
but
did.
It was too much. Azat HOVHANNISYAN tonight.
HOVHANNISYAN, I think, Doug, is the very definition of a two-fisted attack.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a fighter. He's a boxer fighter, is how I would describe his style. But there's a lot of technique to go with that sort of unique, aggressive style, and obviously it comes from more than 300 amateur bouts and being an elite level amateur. If he made it to the 2009 World Amateur Championships, that should tell you something. He's a top-class amateur, and we're seeing the class right now. Beautiful right cross, right to the temple of Ayala. Sends the game fighter from Sacramento to the canvas, and really the fight could have been stopped, waved off here. But Ayala got up, gamely, is trying to stand in there. But when you see a professional fighter just lower his head like that and swing, sort of like
he's drowning.
Yeah,
he's
like somebody who doesn't know how to fight. That means he's totally not just outclassed, but overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I'll say this about Ayala. He had a lot of physical attributes. It'll be interesting to see if Azat HOVHANNISYAN in the future, how does he deal with a taller guy that can actually jab and really create some distance, but really impressive tonight.
And let's go to Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time. 2 minutes, 18 seconds, round number 5. Referee Ray Corona steps in and puts a halt to this bout. Your winner by KO victory, Crazy AZ, Azat HOVHANNISYAN.
Azat HOVHANNISYAN puts on a show at the wild card sparring. He came out and put a show in India when it mattered. He is now 9-2 with 8 stoppages in his young career. There you see the Armenian fighter. They call him Crazy AZ, Azat HOVHANNISYAN. We'll be back with more from Indio on Ring TV Live.